when I auditioned for Higher Learning, you know, Cube had already done Boys in the Hood, and obviously I was introduced to him through NWA and then all the social, but like to be a part to like, yo, John's like, yo, come to Sony, I'm gonna have you read these scenes with Ice Cube.
Right.
I'm like 2 hours early to get there. I'm so fucking amped up to do this shit. And this is Cube when he, you know, the chipped tooth might not have been fixed, you know, and you know, you're still like, what the fuck? It's Ice Cube. Like I was bugging off of him, you know, I was tripping out off of him. But you know, like I was just so hyped to have the opportunity and to do it. And, you know, I was just so excited about the whole everything, the acting and, you know, with his black films, True Romance, it didn't make a fucking difference. Like all those actors and like those movies in that time was just so exciting for me.
Yeah. Higher Learning came out when I was in high school.
Damn, were you in high school?
I was in high school and I went to a boarding school. I went to Brooklyn Tech. I got kicked out. I was sent to boarding school. My boarding school campus resembled the demographics. I felt like Omar Epps in Higher Learning. I remember going to see that movie, and you were fucking scary good, bro. You were like almost too good as a skinhead.
Yeah.
It was like the capital you gained from Zebrahead, you depleted all of it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
But you know, back in those days when I was in boarding school in Connecticut, you knew a racist motherfucker when you saw him. You know, you knew a skinhead when you saw him. He had a skinhead. He had the Doc Marten boots. He had a tie a certain way. Now on the internet, you got guys looking like Ben Shapiro. You know, you got guys who are more meek and this and that and this. Do you feel like there's a huge difference between how the skinhead was portrayed then and what they call the alt-right now?
Man, that's a good question. You know, I'll be honest, man. You know, I'm so in a way like insulated in some ways, but what I do know and what my instinct tells me is that I feel like in the last 3 years, the repression of the Obama, you know, has sort of come out. I really feel like the reason why some people are so acceptable with Trump because it's not a black president. He could grab the pussy. He could lie. He ain't black. He can do this. He ain't black. He could do that. He's not a fucking black dude. And I may be wrong about that, but that's why my instinct keeps telling me. And that's what my father even agrees with me about that.
Right.
And as far as like who's racist, who's not racist, I never had, you know, I didn't ever consider, like you say, white Mike, white boy, you know, like that kind of shit, you know, like white Mike, white boy, you know, white Mike is a nickname, white boy. Who's this white boy? You know, you could kind of like, who is this white boy? I didn't take offense to that. You're in an all black neighborhood. Who is this white boy?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And you know, that's a reasonable question.
Right.
There's 100 black people. Who is this white? Why is this fucking?
Why is he here?
That's an understandable question. So I didn't take offense to that, you know, and I don't look at that as racist or prejudice, you know. And whatever's going on now, I don't have the fucking answer. I mean, if I had the answer, you know, I would be, you know, I'd be running for president, but. I think it's complicated, you know, now. And the thing that concerns me the most about it is the repression of it and the hiding of it. Because I feel like with all this, you know, across the board, you know, with Me Too, with the internet, with the constant search for America's next top racist, for the judgment, for the, you know, castration, for, you know, the Louis C.K., for all of it. The good, bad, the Harvey Weinstein being the most extreme and the Louis C.K. being in the in-between and, you know, all the other, like all of it. I don't want to single anyone out. People are going to keep their feelings and their thoughts more to themselves, and that is a concern to me. I like when you say you like it was the lines were more clear, so there's not these aversions and you know but for me, like, you know, as far as like the Trump shit, and you know, I don't know if we're going to talk about it, whatever, but for me, like, you look at like Trump and why people at this point would still support this person as president, whether he's got your fucking 401k better and this, for a lot of people, and my gut tells me they're like, at least he's not a fucking black dude. At least I don't have to fucking see this fucking black guy. Right. And That's crazy to me. And as far as racism and all that shit, like I never growing up in New York City, like black, Jew, Spanish, Puerto Ricans, all that, we're all together. I never had anyone say anything to me, to my face to this day about being Jewish, only online.
Right.
You Jew this, I'm like, people really think like this?
Right.
Yeah.
People say wild shit. Like I never had this in my entire life until social media, like till you brought me on Twitter.
Right.
It's your fault again.
What we done started. Look at what we done started. This the people party. When opportunity knocking, then young nigga move that door. Whoa, get your foot stuck in it, call me young, go get it. They can't fuck with it, might as well roll with it.